it's Jessica from CMHA with the Youth Talk program. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about how to break down the tasks that you need to do each day and making sure that you stay on top and organized with your schoolwork. Some of your teachers may have provided you with guidelines and a set schedule on how long things are going to take and when they're due, but other teachers may not have. So it's up to you to take control of your own schoolwork and make sure that you're staying organized, because when you do that, you're going to be more productive and efficient with what you're doing. For us, we want to explain a little bit about making sure that you're focusing on one thing. So we know that you have a lot of subjects, a lot of stuff, so maybe set it all out, figure out everything you need to do, and then make a list, use a calendar or an organizer, an agenda, and figure out what you're going to do only for one day. When you've kind of broken it down, even into time slots and how long you think things are going to take, focus on one thing only. A neat little way we like to talk about this is by asking you a question. How would you eat a pumpkin? Okay, a little bit weird, but how would you go about doing it? And one of those big ones that you have to go to the field with, get on a wagon, and it's for your Halloween carving or something. Well, you would do that in steps. You would eat it one piece at a time. That's how you're going to fully finish that pumpkin, right? You need to wash it, you need to peel it, scrape out all the insides, slice it, season it, roast it, all of these things before you can actually start eating it. And when you do, that's only one piece at a time. You might have to actually put some in the freezer and save it. That's what you're gonna do with your schoolwork. Figure out what needs to be done later and what needs to be done now. What's important, what's a priority, what can you handle and manage, right? So important not to have so many tabs open like you do on computers. It looks hectic and people get a little bit anxious and stressed out looking at all the things that need to do. So focus on one thing. When you're giving 100% to one thing, you're going to be more successful and productive with what you're doing. With how you're going to choose to break this down, that's up to you. Whether you choose things that you enjoy working on, the things that might take less time, or the things that are really important that are due sooner, whatever you want to do for the day, it's up to you. Make sure that though you are writing it down, and it's best to tell someone about your goals and the tasks that you're working on. When you tell a family member or a friend, you become more accountable and you want to follow through and continue with those to ensure that you're actually doing them, right? So for me, I personally like to use an agenda. This is old school maybe for some people. It's just done by the weeks and there's lots of tasks. Sometimes people think this is, oh my gosh, too much, too messy, too hectic. You can't go back and erase it, which I do agree. Sometimes that's best, but that's what works for me. Some other people may want to use technology, which is awesome, and you're really tech savvy. You can use apps and your computer programs. They have timers, they have Post-its online you can use, color coding, everything, which is really awesome for you. I personally use 2 different sizes of Post-its, and I like to handwrite things. It makes me feel really good and accomplished when I can physically cross it off, ball it up, and be like, okay, I'm done with this task and on to the next one, right? Benefits to both. Find something that really works for you. A neat little technique that you can also try out is to line one wrist with elastics, and when you've accomplished something or finished something for the day, move it over to the other wrist. By the end of a couple hours or the day, you can actually see, wow, look at what I've done. Look at all the things that I have finished. And if this is all that's left, go me. I'm awesome. And that's not too much. And we can worry about that tomorrow, right? Using elastics is also a great grounding technique in case you needed that moment to kind of take a step back and a little bit of a breather. Gently kind of snap the elastics. Your mind and your body is going to be more connected. You're kind of aware of your senses and you're focusing on something else instead of all the things maybe that you have to do that might be just a little bit more hectic, right? So a really good thing to note about plans is that they're not always going to go according to what you think, right? It's okay to revise it and edit it and change it up based on how you're feeling and what's going on with the course of the day. Nothing is set in stone, and that's okay if things change. But make sure that you are still setting that task and trying to accomplish those things every day, right? One really good thing to kind of leave you with, and the last thought that I want to talk about is we talked about having all those tabs open on your computer and all the things that you need to do. Try to focus that too and think of it in ways of your mind. At the end of the day, when you're done work or when you're going to bed, you're done school, Shut down those tabs, those extra things that you are worrying and thinking about that are so out of your control. It's going to help you get a better night's sleep, rest and recharge for the next day, and it's also really important so you're not over worrying and stressing, because that's going to affect your mental health. Just something to kind of think about and try to do each night. That's all we have for today. Just remember to reach out to your teachers if you need any extra support. Check our online resources. And thanks so much for listening. I hope you have a great day.